Good evening, everybody. How are we today on this fantastic Monday? Start of the working week, start of the streaming week as well. I hope we're all excited. Today we will be playing a brand new game on stream, but I wonder, can anybody guess what it is? So as always, if there's any issues with the stream, do let me know in the chat. Aiden, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream today. I would apologize for me being about 13 minutes late, but I can't ever be late to the stream. It's your fault for turning up late. To all of the people watching live right now. As always, if you're new around here, subscribe, drop a like as well. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting into a... Oh, there we go. Chat's already got it. Final Fantasy 16. So what we need to do for our platinum for Final Fantasy 16 actually is we need to complete the game on the hardest difficulty, which is called Final Fantasy mode. So I'm going to switch over to the capture now. And here we go. As always, if there's anything with the audio, if it's a little bit too loud, do let me know. We're playing a new game, so it could mess up. Thankfully, the stream hasn't frozen yet, like it did with Grand Theft Auto. So I think, if we just look at a trophy list here, actually, we literally just have 2 gold trophies to get. Complete the game on Final Fantasy mode, which is like the hardest difficulty, and then upgrade all feats and abilities to their maximum. If I just open up all of the trophies actually, and if I sort these by order maybe? New to old. So the last trophy that we got for this game was on the 30th of October. almost Halloweeny time. I think the 10th is October. And we started the game on the 20th of September. So it pretty much took me a month to play through the entire game, essentially. And I think I put a good amount of hours into this game as well. We just go to my profile, we should be able to see. So I've put 48 hours into the game so far, so that's essentially one playthrough. And what I've done as well is I've done all of the side quests and sort of, I guess, the content available sort of in my first playthrough, and then I just left it, let it simmer for what's that? November, December, January, February, March, April. I've let the game sit for 6 months without going back to play it. And the method behind my madness with that is I didn't want to play such a big game sort of back to back. And I've said in a few of my platinum videos, I think Miles Morales for the platinum, you need to play the game in New Game Plus. And I'm just not a fan of New Game Plus trophies. With Miles Morales, you can run through the game pretty quickly, but with a game of Final Fantasy's sheer scale, yeah, you can probably speedrun it, but it's still going to take you a very long time. And I enjoyed it so much, I didn't want to play it instantly and almost end up hating it because I'm like repeating it. So I'm in a similar situation with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the moment. I really enjoyed my time playing it, but I'm not going to sort of go through it on the hard mode just yet because I don't really want to ruin my perception of the game because I think it's brilliant. But that's enough waffling. I hope everyone's well. What we'll do then is we'll just jump into the game. So Final Fantasy mode is what the mode is, and I guess we're going to take through this save. I'm not quite sure how this works, so let's see. I must have done a New Game Plus before, but I really can't remember. But here we go. Welcome to Final Fantasy 16. So if I can recall, this game starts off in a kind of a weird position with like almost like a time skip.
Sorry. What's our situation? Let's just say Shiva and Titan's little spat hasn't made things any easier.
So I'm just trying to think whether I'll watch all of the
As you thought,
cutscenes.
Saber the
I'm pretty sure you could probably skip them.
Then we fought.
Yeah, you can skip them, and there's also like active lore as well, which is quite cool. Um, I'll probably keep the first couple of cutscenes in just to kind of
If we return
set
without
the scene.
Shiva's head, our fate will be no different from Biast's. I'll take my chances with the Iron Blood. At least then I might die fighting. After you do, that is. I won't be dying. Not today.
Then it's settled. No dying. Now, if you don't mind, we have an army to chase.
I'm pretty sure this is the the start of the game. It does drop you very much into like the thick of it. And like the tutorial comes in like probably the next section of the game.
They don't. Only the girl holding it.
So I'm gonna have to remember how to play this game again. I think we've got like all of our gear and stuff, which is like max leveled. We just need to, another achievement we need to get is we need to max out all of these skills here, which can only probably be done through playing it again. I think that's the only way you're gonna be able to get it. So hopefully as well the game looks okay and doesn't look too washed out on the stream. I think it should be fine as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm glad I've left it so long, and I've sort of it's at the start because I need the tutorial of how to play again. It is probably the easiest Final Fantasy game. Very, very beginner friendly, which you know I quite like. Not the hardest game, but honestly, the story for this is sensational.
By the flames.
See, Aiden, I don't know if you're just complimenting the game of how good the game actually looks and stuff, or if you're commenting on how good the stream looks. Hopefully it's both. But no, this game, I kind of listened when it first came out. I held off on buying it because I just wasn't really certain. You know what? I just saw like a medieval. Thank you, buddy. I didn't know whether the game would be good. I sort of saw it and I was like, oh, it's like this medieval setting. It's kind of like, I'd say it's almost close to Game of Thrones. Is probably the closest comparison, in all honesty, with all of the sort of houses and betrayals and dragons and things that happen. But I just wasn't sort of too certain on whether I'd wanted to try the game out. I played the demo and I enjoyed it, but I didn't sort of make a move on the game. I just wanted to be a little bit cheaper, and I ended up picking it up for about maybe 35 or 40 pounds. Managed to get a good deal on it.
Our fortunes have turned, Sergeant. It's her.
The dominant.
Oh, you still not played the game yet? Oh no. Well, I would definitely recommend you play it because it is really good. Maybe you can start playing it alongside the stream, or play ahead of the stream so you know what to expect. But no, it is a really fun game as well. And if you're into platinum hunting, I think it's probably one of the easier Final Fantasy games to get. You'll just need to put a bit of time in to obviously play through it twice though. But yeah, this game it's so up in the air. People debate of whether it's good or not, and a lot of people don't want to say don't like it, but there was a lot of hate towards it, and I definitely think that influenced my sort of hesitation on picking the game up. I just wasn't too hyped for it, but oh how I was wrong. Happy to eat my words and say I should have picked this up day one because it's fantastic. Oh, you're on Need for Speed Payback cleanup duty. Oh, how far into Need for Speed Payback are you? Is it a big grind you've got? Sort of what's the time estimate?
Let this be the end.
Avis, care to kill some lion?
Oh, I know one thing that I need to do. I need to turn off the audio coming out of the controller. Turn the music down a bit as well. Controller audio off.
Gladly. White, you focus on the
Okay, so it's good to see that the enemy levels are below me. What's the moveset? Right, so L2 changes that. I think triangle does a move. I would be eternally grateful if the game provided you a little tutorial. If it just provides you with like, this button does this and this button does that. Because I've honestly forgotten. They probably want you to play it back to back. Is there a... Ah, here we go. So that cycles the skill set L2. You can do the pet commands of that. Magic triangle, melee is square, jump. R1's evade. Okay. So R1 is dodge. I'm pretty sure this weapon that I have charges up somehow and does like a really overpowered move. So you gotta get 3 stars on every activity. Oof. I can only imagine how difficult that is, 'cause especially with racing games, I find that some are kind of easy to do in games, and then others are just really difficult. Tell you what, I don't know. Shiva's dominant is not. The health is not going down. Ah, okay. If you're fine, then that's the main thing. I'm assuming that's probably the best vehicle in the game. That should be a breeze for you. Oh, I don't think I should have taken that tonic. Silly old me. I feel so locked into the first battle of the game. It can only get harder. Oh, is that a special move or something? No? I do generally think that I'm probably gonna die here. Okay, circle lets you do a special kind of move. There we go. Oh, he finally got a stagger. Nice. There we go. Just use all of our moves here. Do we think that we're gonna defeat her?
Flames to middle.
I mean, the stagger is really helping things. Was that 54k damage there?
Orders, Sergeant. Stop talking and move.
So you're also like rewarded as well for doing like precision dodges and things like that and blocks. That's slightly different to some Final Fantasy games. Okay. It's the best car. Nice. Yeah, you should. How many like races do you have to do? Like, have you timed how long it will take you to get everything? Okay, nice. Is there, what's the, do you know off the top of your head the platinum rating on PSN profiles? So I platinumed the Need for Speed 2015 and that was a grind. Sort of, there were just so, I think it was, there was a lot of races. I mean, obviously, it's a racing game. But you had to like get to like a really high, oh shit, this is not good. You had to get to like quite a high level as well. Ooh. Oh, we'll just take a potion, that'll fix everything. Yeah, I'll tell you what, these other boss battles, when we get into it, are definitely going to be really interesting. I mean, to be fair, it is expected of how rusty I am from not playing this game, just a bit of a learning curve. I'm playing quite a few games at the minute as well, so I'm going back to clean GTA 5 up. I'm sort of doing a Deadpool challenge as well. I'm playing Back 4 Blood, getting sort of kills on that because you need to get 53k kills. I started playing the finals as well, so I had to learn a new game. So there's a lot of games going on the go at the minute. So I'm just trying to remember the old muscle memory. Okay, that's quite a rare platinum then. So I can imagine a lot of people probably downloaded it but haven't bothered to platinum.
Is she dead?
I don't think so.
Well, what are you waiting for?
But wait, do we know her, chat? Do we?
No, that's not you. Not he.
Do we? I think we might.
I'll bloody do it then.
Oof.
Fuck.
What a fucking shot. Imagine, like, I know you can throw like tomahawks, but that was like a full-on like big axe.
We've got company, White.
The strength to be in order to throw that must be unreal. See, I don't get this because your
Hell are you doing?
group there, she's your target. You're meant to kill her.
With these bastards?
So the fact that Clive has just refused to do it, I know that guy was about to and died, but surely if it's your mission to kill a target, one of the other fellas would win it. But Just a thought. Game would have been over then, wouldn't it?
What is wrong with you, Wyvern?
Dominant. I know her.
Know her. Look around you.
Yeah, some of the combinations you can run are quite sick. When you get like all of your moves together, you can pull together some really nice things, like knocking people up into the air and doing a different move. Super sick. Like that one, for instance. Yeah, it's a super weird introduction to a game. Like it's, I don't know. Of course, a game explains itself throughout the course of a game, of like story, but it's like it completing the game and coming back to it. I can say, oh yeah, like it is really weird to start the game here knowing what happens. But maybe if you're not familiar with the story, sort of starting anywhere doesn't matter. But sort of just after this, we will. Spoiler alert, we go to do a tutorial as like a younger version of yourself, and it kind of provides a bit of backstory to how you got to where you are today. So I don't know, it was an interesting kind of structure of the game, should I say, because why not just start with the younger self? I mean, I guess it's not as interesting though, so who am I to argue with Final Fantasy? It's a brilliant game, so.
Betray the Holy Empire?
Betray? I don't recall ever pledging allegiance to your emperor. My service may have been bought with this brand, but not my loyalty. I just fight to survive.
And you think I don't? The Empire will have our heads if we return into the country.
Look at that, we're already changing teams.
Won't take hers. I'll have to take yours.
I told you, Sergeant. I'm not dying here today. And neither is she.
So they have added a lot of DLC to this. I think a new one is due to come out very soon, if it's not already out. I know one piece of DLC is 100% out. I probably should go back and play it, but I don't know what it is with like story mode games, and when they release DLC, I'm just never really interested. It's like once I finish a game and I feel like it's like I'm satisfied with it, I just don't really tend to go back. I mean, I probably should, because it does seem quite good, and it adds sort of furthers the story.
Have you forgotten who plucked you from the front lines? Who trained you? Who gave you a name when you had none?
But like
You speak as if we don't bear the
to be fair, like the Spider-Man games, the first Spider-Man game, I like brought the season pass of DLC, and then I think I played a couple, but then I just never really just went like back to them, because I was like waiting around. I was like, oh, I paid for the season pass, but I can't bother to re-download this game and do it all over again.
Should have 13 years ago.
I don't know, maybe that I'm back on a playthrough of this, I'll maybe looking to get the DLC. I'll tell you one game that the DLC would have been really beneficial to have pretty much as soon as the game finished was Dead Island 2. I thought the ending of that game was just so...
And I will not fall.
I mean, I thought the game was it was entertaining. It was like a mindless game you can enjoy, but in terms of like story quality, I guess you don't really expect that from Dead Island, but I don't know, I just thought it was quite very meh. And yeah, just the way that the game finished, I was like, oh, is that really? It's just starting in a way, but maybe the DLC has tied that up. Like they've probably got a plan for it. But it's just frustrating when you pay for a game, play through it, and you're not really satisfied with the ending. It does suck quite a lot. Come on, we should almost get him. There we go, staggered. Should be it. Get out of here. So yeah, see, I don't know if there's even going to be a Dead Island 3. I mean, now that they've kind of got out of development hell, I would say that like the quality of Dead Island 2 was quite good. I think they just need to kind of, I don't know, make it maybe follow a bit more of like a Dead Rising blueprint where it's just like really just unserious, because in terms of story it was pretty pony. So what's the thoughts on watching the cutscenes? Are we wanting a cutscene experience, or are we just wanting me to run through the game? Jeez. So I'm conscious this isn't really a walkthrough channel, and there's already a plethora of walkthrough games out there. I think probably for the first stream, I'll keep some cutscenes and maybe just the cool ones from here on out, just to kind of set the scene and also remind me a little bit of what's going on. Hey, it's our boy.
This way. Bloody wind. Well, come on then.
It's crazy how many characters in Final Fantasy are called Sid.
Fuck.
Like, am I right in thinking that there's probably a Sid in every single mainline Final Fantasy game?
Hugo dear, my proud desert lion. With a hat taken care when chasing the hare. I expected more from the mighty Titan.
So if I could surmise the story, essentially there's crystals that are being used for powers, and you don't want the bad people to sort of elicit the energy from the crystals, and also like the summons as well, which is obviously a main thing of Final Fantasy. So I guess the game is pretty much going around collecting crystals for you to use to beat the bad people.
You always were a fucking snake, Sid. Gather the men. We have work to do.
I find it just so interesting as well that the game it's like they've all got English accents, sort of, which is just really weird. Like I don't know, because not many games and not much media is really set in like medieval England and sort of like the Cockney, the way that they speak. So it's an interesting one. Like I just try to imagine how the game was like originally written, because it was probably localized from Japanese.
Saved your life, that's who.
So I mean it would be curious to listen to the like original kind of dub of the game, because
Granted.
like in my head I'm trying to imagine, oh, it's kind of got this like medieval England setting and sort of things, but then when it's in the native language, is it
Chocobo type.
do they do or try to replicate like medieval English accents? Is that a thing, or do they yeah?
Now, fleet as flame, fierce as a wildfire. That there was the
No worries, Aiden.
Phoenix. I'd heard rumours that you'd survived.
I was gonna say, if this was a Twitch Twitch chat, Probably have a button that just a little sticker that says I'm lurking. Actually, to be fair, I think YouTube chat,
Down.
once like memberships happen, that could probably be one of the things.
Now her, on the other hand, she seemed worth muddying my boots for. None the worse for wear. Still, might be best to get a second opinion. Back her up.
Not another step. I mean it.
Well, I'm not about to leave her here. Not one with a warm bed waiting. It's all right.
Imagine being such like a huge muscly man,
You do want to help.
but you're just used for heavy lifting. You're not really used for I don't know. I would say anything useful, but it is really useful having him do that role. But if you kind of get what I mean, like sort of, I don't know, he's got low intelligence, if that makes sense.
Once we're back at the hideaway.
Just imagine having all of that capacity, but not being able to use it to like the full effect in a way. So I'll probably do some side quests when I encounter them, but I don't think I'm gonna do them too much on this. I'm conscious that I need to get a lot of points to level up my person in order to essentially max out the skill tree for a trophy. But I'm thinking just from because I've already done it once, I don't think it needs to be done again. And always as a fallback, I could just get the DLC instead of having to do another playthrough.
Keen eye, you. The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic. But it also means no neighbours.
The last place anyone would think to look.
Home sweet home.
So yeah, as well, when I guess the game kind of explains it, but areas sort of get like the life sucked out of them as well. So like this area is quite like dead, so it's almost like a safe passage because the the bad people aren't going to be looking there because there's no like energy to harness.
This place. These are fallen ruins.
Well, we didn't think they'd mind. And it keeps the black from our lungs.
But how do you survive without magic?
How does anyone? Hard work and a bit of nous. You must be starving. We grow them here, believe it or not. Suit yourself.
You're back.
Ah, Talia.
And this is the Dominant.
Out cold since we found her. I was hoping you might give her a look over.
May just skip that. No, boring. Want to get into some gameplay. No. I'm curious to see actually if it gives you the
Retney's a soldier then.
like the flashback tutorial thing. I don't know like how much they just skip out because it's like a new game plus.
Just working on a pet project of mine. Though she's not above biting the hand that feeds her. Alright. I was hoping we might try and solve the mystery of poor Clive Rossfield. A bearer of the Sambrequois Imperial Army sent behind enemy lines, with orders to wait until it turned into a brawl, then slit the dominant's throat in the chaos.
I didn't know it was her. How could it be?
And so, to save her neck, you slit your sergeants, then set your sights on the hills, conveniently forgetting how the Empire deals with deserters. Because with that on your chop, my friend, we both know you won't be getting far. You've fallen a long way, Lord Rossfield. I'll not have it said that I'm a poor host.
What do you mean to do with her?
So yeah, to kind of summarize the story so far
Why nothing?
is
Her life is her own now.
you had a bounty to kill a dominant, which is somebody that can channel like
All I want to do is
energy and
dominance
these
like her.
summons and stuff, which we'll probably see in a little bit.
Of course, the
Um,
crown doesn't approve,
But
which is why we live in a cave.
we slit our sergeant's throat, which then means that we've essentially got a bounty on our head
Why we need help.
from the people that had the girl,
Sword from the other.
and then also the people that the other side of the war
See you, Clive.
that wanted to kill the girl, and now we're kind of in between that, being good. So we're not exactly the most popular person in this region.
Sid, was it? I trust that you'll do right by Jill.
But I'm thinking that it will probably explain in just a smidge who Clive actually is. If not, I'll just tell everybody. But I think there'll probably be some cutscenes to explain that.
My brother was murdered by a second dominant of fire.
Phoenix's evil twin.
So there we go. Clive had a brother that died.
I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance.
So I think we're probably going to end up
Gutter.
playing the demo
Every moment
next
that
of
I can count.
the section of the game that was included as the demo.
The Empire will not suffer a deserter. This will be my best opportunity. My last.
So there we go.
Which is
A
why
deserter's never good. You'll be killed for it.
I'm not.
May as well go down fighting.
One of my scouts sent word there's a group of branded fugitives north of here, in the imperial village of Lostwing. Among them is one he believes to be a dominant of fire.
Is he certain?
What say we go and ask him?
This doesn't mean I'm joining you.
Let's make ready then. You'll find everything you need down in the main hall.
I wonder if there's new items and gear and whatnot we may get being in New Game Plus.
Goots was it? Sid asked me to make ready for our
Goots,
mission.
my name.
How does one go about that here?
Well,
A blacksmith.
So yeah, in terms of streaming, this is going to be the longer game that we're playing.
you'll be needing this, Blackthorn.
Sort of on the 75% of the streams. And then when I've got slightly less time to play streams, we're going to be working through the Deadpool
Are you Blackthorn?
challenge. So we're playing Deadpool on the hardest difficulty, no death run, sort of for the last
I'll
mission.
be accompanied.
You could be a...
Is that so? Do you want that?
So yeah, tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Wednesday's stream is only going to be for about an hour and a half, where I'll be doing that run and trying to sort of perfect it. And
Alright, let's have a...
the saving grace is that I thought my calendar was going to be really
I'll do what I can.
sort of busy with this larger project that I'm working on and actually editing. I'm in the process of like editing it now. And then I want to release the Deadpool video for when Deadpool comes out in the cinemas. But I googled it and I think it's scheduled to come out in July, like late July in the US. So that gives me like 3 months to complete the challenge, because we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We need to complete the challenge. But then secondly, obviously edit the video and whatnot. So yeah, I didn't know how schedules would be working,
What do you want?
but
Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it.
okay. So the ultimate weapon, that looks very powerful. Wonder how we get that, eh?
That it?
Guess we'll have to play.
Fine.
Yeah, I think we've probably got the best gear that we could possibly have at the moment, which is fine. So yeah, we've got a nice bit of respite for doing the Deadpool challenge in the background, and if need be, when we finish Final Fantasy 16, we could just focus on that if we needed to get it done. But I'm conscious it's probably like best in small bursts, because it is quite boring to watch sort of the same mission being rerun over and over. But if you enjoy me struggling, then it's the perfect kind of content. So there's already some I think the last Deadpool stream, which is available on the channel, towards the end of that stream is when I was doing the no death run, and it was just a awful experience. Quite entertaining to watch, but awful for me playing.
Right. We make it comfortable while the bed's made up. Well,
So let's see, just gonna have a quick Google of
some water.
I'll get the bucket. You go and see if Otto needs out, eh?
Wait, me?
okay, so it says
What the hell have I got myself into?
so I mean IGN says that if you want to get the platinum, it'll take another 50 hours on this playthrough. Some people saying 60, which is, I mean, it is more difficult, so it probably will take longer.
Who are they?
But I only put 48 into my first playthrough. However, the caveat being, if you probably skip all of the cutscenes, because this game is very sort of like cinematic based. There is fights, but it's more of a cinematic game as well. I reckon if we just skip those, we'd probably get through it in a lot shorter time. Like somebody on Reddit was saying that they ran through Final Fantasy mode, so the mode that we're playing on,
Tiny, the one looking after
said that they ran through it in 10 to 15 hours. So I think we'll probably just, for this first stream or this first little section, especially just to set the scene of the story, is we'll watch the majority of the cutscenes that seem important, and if there's any pretty ones, we'll easy on the eye, we'll watch them as well, probably throughout the game. But yeah, if we skip cutscenes, what,
To rest. There'll be time for
10 to 15 hours? So we normally stream
You're wanted downstairs.
Two-
There is in need of attention.
2.5, maybe 3 hours each stream. So I reckon Final Fantasy 16 probably, I'm being ambitious here, but could probably be wrapped up within about 2 weeks maybe of consistent streams. This cutscene doesn't seem important. Just somebody being a little bit sick. So yeah, we've got a stream today. No stream tomorrow, unfortunately, because Arsenal are playing in the Champions League. So I've thought I'd prioritise that, and also an editing day. Now that the script writing's done and I'm in sort of full editing mode, I need to start not streaming less, but actually yes, streaming less. I need to make sure that the nights that sort of the last 2 weeks where I was streaming consistently, I'm just going to slot in editing days. So Tuesday evening is going to be my editing day. Streaming on Thursday, Friday. We've got another stream on Saturday as well. Did I do one for Sunday? But the way that I've done it is I've left enough time sort of either side of the stream to do editing. I mean, after I jump off here at probably about 9:30 or 10, I'm just going to get straight back into editing. So I was doing a bit before I came on. That's why I was slightly late alongside doing the graphics for the video.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
That's all.
Why you... You're taking his side now. And after all I've done for you.
So yeah, as well, probably happy to announce almost a shadow drop video. So on Wednesday, I'm targeting a release date for a new video. Just because the position I've put myself in, I've not uploaded for a month, and feeding into this larger project that I'm working on, I was actually looking at the section that I'm 75% completed, and thought, yeah, I could probably put this out as a separate video. So I may just need to rework a few aspects, but my plan, I did want to do it before this stream actually, but it would have been really rushed and just quite impossible actually to record the extra section I wanted.
Marvelous. Delight now.
I do love the little riff of music there when you get a new side quest.
Oh, Mew. How long has it been?
Time for a nip with old August before scampering back to his soul.
So yeah, on Wednesday, hopefully I can drive the traffic from the stream straight into a Premiere / live video. I really want to try that out and see how that helps the old channel. I think you just post a link into the chat and it will also premiere when the stream finishes. So kind of we can hang out in the chat there in a way for a little bit. But that's the plan. The video is going to be on The Walking Dead Destinies. So I feel that enough hype has died down from it now that a video can be made. And I'm thinking of titling the video The Walking Dead Destinies Platinum Isn't That Bad. So it should probably, I don't want to say pull controversy, but it's definitely going to go against the grain of every single other Platinum video that I've seen anyway, and the general comments online about The Walking Dead Destinies.
Maybe if I can master this.
All right, but
Because in all honesty, I didn't think The Walking Dead Destinies was that bad of a game. Yes, there were a couple of sections that were kind of frustrating due to like a glitch or something not spawning, but I knew that going into it. Like I knew that the game was gonna be questionable, you know, so I kind of could just look to the side of it and be like, oh yeah, it's frustrating, but I've still got the platinum at the end of the day. If I couldn't get the platinum, then I'd be fuming, but it worked. You just had to, as I explained in the video, you just had to do a few little workarounds.
Eating only what scraps our masters deign to give us.
But yeah, in terms of that as well, yeah, the game does look shit, but it's actually a really interesting concept for a game. It is quite the shame that other games haven't used the excuse me. It's a shame that the other games haven't used like the what if scenario. Because it's such a fantastic thing. Because it's the same with the with the Marvel animated series. The what if, people love seeing different timelines and perspective of things. I'm almost certain you could probably do it for a lot of other game franchises that follow a season, or not even a season, but I think now. I mean, it probably does only appeal more so to TV series where you could have the what if or like the what happens.
Now you can say that again. The
So I guess it'd have to be
no mistake.
a video game tie into a TV show, which doesn't happen too often.
Walls need shoring up.
But
Can't have the vegetable
I don't see why it couldn't. You know, if I hate to say it, but maybe if Game Mill were given a bit more time to develop games, they would actually be, you know, better than they are. Because I'm conscious that they're just under so much pressure to pump out games. Like, what did they do? They pushed out like 3 games last year, like Gollum, is it the King Kong game, the Walking Dead Destinies? Like they pumped out a lot of games, and you think for 3 games to come out in 1 year. I mean, I'm not a developer, so I don't know the extent of things or how large they are, but it can't be easy, put it that way.
Jeffrey, was it?
So yeah, I mean, you do have to feel slightly sorry for the devs in that scenario, when it's just sort of corporate saying we need X amount of games made within a year, do it. So they just got to skip corners. But I don't know. I think Walking Dead Destinies looked probably the best out of the 3. Not like I've played the other 2, nor do I want to. But I guess if I was a fan of King Kong or sort of Gollum and Lord of the Rings, I would maybe pick them up and sort of. It's almost like your love for the franchise, kind of like you can have heart-shaped glasses and kind of oversee the graphical problems, maybe, if there's a decent story, maybe. But I think one of the funniest things of my Walking Dead playthrough was that I decided a choice which led to the death of Carl, and at the very end of the game, at the very end of the game, there's just like this cutscene of Carl running, and I'm like, this guy died like 2 acts ago. Right, what do we have to do there, eh? Just checking on stream that we're not lagging. Yeah, I don't think that we are. Should be all good. I just had a suggestion pop up on the stream saying oh right, it's just the bitrate I'm using is a lot higher than what YouTube recommends. But that never hurt anybody to have good content, does it? Or higher content, should we say. Okay, we can back out of that then. That's all good. Can we just exit out of this, or is it? No way to. That ends training. Yeah, I don't think we actually need to be in there. I mean, it would probably be useful, but I thought that was something we had to do.
You all done?
Okay. Can we go out
There's a good girl.
to the wider world, maybe? Explore. Name from the world map. Here we go. Let me out, please. Let me out. So maybe one thing that could be potentially improved in this game is the... I mean, I personally don't mind, but it does it locks you into a very linear path of things, which for some Final Fantasy fans can be frustrating. While the, you know, while this, I don't think it'll actually let me zoom into the portion of the map I'm actually in. But for instance, like the map isn't that large. Kind of similar to Final Fantasy Rebirth. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is large, but you'll have different areas, and then within the areas, it's like you can free roam in them. But for me personally, I really enjoy that structure of open world games now. It's like it's not too much, and it's like there's almost enough things in the area so you're not bored, and it's not too overwhelming. I've not played a true, you know, I'd probably say like a Skyrim open world game, like that kind of delivery in a very long time. I know there's probably, you know, there's Assassin's Creed Mirage, and like there are games out there, but in terms of, I don't know, brilliance maybe, and sort of games that I've really enjoyed, in terms of like when I think of an open world done right, I'd say like Skyrim is definitely up there. Don't know if there's any other games that people may think that are really good, but I feel like modern gaming is potentially moving into a... Oh yes, I forgot the dock in here, that's nice. I feel like the games are moving into this modern open world structure of, right, you can have a bite-sized map of open worldness, and then when you complete it, you can move on to the next part of the open world, instead of giving it to sort of everybody as just one massive canvas. I guess it has to, the sheer size of games now with what goes on, I guess it does maybe have to be broken up between, you know, a load screen. Look at me, jeez. I'll tell you what, this weapon that I've got is quite, I think it's one of the last ones you get from like I don't want to say the stones or the crystals, but the last boss you absorb before the end game. It's like a darkness. Yeah, is it like dark magic or something? Nice. Quite cool. Right, let's look at our attributes or abilities. There we go. So I'm hoping we level up soon, because we need 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K. Like we got a lot of Ks. We got a lot of thousands to level up. Like we're actually barely really through it. Hopefully we can progress with XP a lot. I mean, we've not really done too much, in fairness. We've had like beginning boss battles which probably aren't very XP heavy, in all honesty. Saying that, it looks like this could be a boss. Or not. It must be crazy to like live in a world where there's just like monsters chilling in jungles and stuff. But I guess on like your perspective on life, if you were to be put into a jungle in, you know, just in the world, I guess while they are considered animals, you could also consider them monsters potentially. So I'm not too sure how we get that like really overpowered weapon in the store. But I'm sure we'll hopefully, as we progress the game, unlock more to it. So I've already got one of the weapons that needs to be like fed into it. But having Torgal the dog with us is so helpful. Ability to heal us. That's what I was struggling with in the very first mission, just not having healing on tap. What ones keep healing? Are they just healing themselves, or is it a specific one that's doing the healing? Tell you what, I think it's one of these flying ones. Let me get this out of here. So there's nothing worse when you're fighting enemies and one of them just constantly healing. It just really fucks up everything. So yeah, it must have been one of the flying ones.
Well, that's the undergrowth sorted. I'll take it from here.
I think this is the right way. So yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes to either be watched or skipped. I think if unfortunately there's a lot of other channels that do show the cutscenes and things like that. As I said, I'll probably just show the main ones. But as well, if anybody wants to experience this for themselves, there's nothing worse than, I don't know, watching a guy speak over the cutscene you may or may not want to watch. That is taking out my health a lot. Alright. Just spamming the doctor to heal us. Health is going up a little bit. Not too bad. So the Grand Theft Auto 5 Platinum journey is actually progressing really well. I was on last night with a fellow YouTuber that hangs out in the chat, Stromo, and we managed to go for we've been working on in the background the Grand Theft Auto online trophies. So there's one of them, you know, you need to participate in everything, but then you need to like win one of every event. So we've just spent like, you know, the past couple of sessions just going through and doing all of that miscellaneous stuff, and then also winning things. So I'm surprised we actually managed to find a rally. Or I say find a rally race, but we just booted up a session, and thankfully some guys joined. And it only took a few goes and we managed to win that to get the rally race done. And then TDM, I've never seen a sweatier game mode that wasn't Call of Duty. When I say like there's people still queuing up to play Grand Theft Auto, I know online's still popular, but they're queuing up to play TDM, and this map was just an open room with pillars, and everybody was stuck to a pillar. Like nobody was moving. They were just watching like the lanes with a laser beam. And I'm thinking, why are people playing GTA like COD champs? It made no sense, and it was also completely just not fun. Thankfully, the team carried and we managed to win the TDM. But there were a few sort of, I'd say, uncertainties on the sort of trophy guide that we was following, because it was saying like you only need to play a round of tennis, a round of golf, but it turns out that you need to actually win tennis, golf, darts, arm wrestling. Like, you need to win them. You can't just like win a round of them. You have to see them through. And it also goes the same for the shooting range. So if anyone is going for the GTA numero uno, I believe it is, trophy, make sure that you just win everything. And if you're already like boosting with a partner, it you know, it's, you just help each other out. It's not long. So yeah, for me, the also the survival mode was so strange. We had the guy's level must have been in the thousands that joined us, and we're like, oh nice, like we tried to two-man the survival mode, and we've done all right, but me being a really low level, I was just kind of against it. Like, my health was a lot lower, so like some really high level guy joined and he was just AFK, and then when he did start playing, he like died within not that long after starting the round, and I was like, you're meant to be carrying us, not the other way around. But yeah, we just reverted back to a two-man because it actually decreased the spawns, so it made survival a lot easier. Yeah, for me, all of Grand Theft Auto Online is now completed, so the only trophies I need are single player related, so getting 100%, the 70 gold medals, and then I just need like a couple of like the miscellaneous for like doing all of the under the bridge and collecting nuclear waste, which feed into part of the 100% anyway. So I was doing like the knife, is it the knife challenges, like where you have to put the airplane to the side and like fly through buildings? I've done that, all of those, which was something, I'll tell you that much. So now I've just got the under the bridges to do and the nuclear waste. So we should be in a really good position to start wrapping GTA off. My only concern being that I've already played GTA 5 on my PlayStation, and some of the trophies have already automatically auto-popped. So I'm actually kind of scared of when I reboot the game up, what's going to happen and whether I'm going to have to do it all again. Because I've had to make a new character which has actually completed all of these online trophies. So I don't know if it's a case of it just auto-popping them as I log in like it did the first time, or if I'm going to have to upload the character and delete my already character there, or not quite sure. So it's a bit of a scary moment. Yo, Stroma, what's up, dude? I was literally just talking about the Grand Theft Auto Online that I was doing last night, and the help you provided. I hope you're doing well. Are you back at work today? Are you watching from work? At least they've got some appropriate content with no jiggle mechanics today. But I'm sure some of us would love to see under Clive's chainmail. But I'll save that for another stream. Right, is this the right area? No, this is... We've gone backwards, I think. I think we need to go forward still. So through here. We just fought enemies. So maybe... Oh wait, no. That was the way that we did come. I'm such an idiot. So it's through here. I'll tell you what. The navigation, sort of not having a minimap, can be a nightmare sometimes. Yeah, the level 100 grinds, it will be a grind and potentially painful, but if you're playing like it, I mean, it's like any game or any platinum. If you're playing a game passively for fun, it kind of takes the grind out of it and it's not too bad. So I mean, that was difficult to find. so hopefully the grind isn't that bad. Like as well, I think there's a few methods that you mentioned that may work to get you leveling up quickly. But I mean it is GTA Online is still kind of fun, so I'm still down to clown and help with some levels and maybe some playlists. Oh, early finish. Love to see it. Alright, here we go. Boss fights. I was gonna say, this game is literally just boss fights and cinematics. Oh, get out of the way. It seems. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Yeah, I'll tell you what, now that I've had about an hour playing this, the muscle memory is coming back. It's a lot more comfortable in the old hands. When I was trying to string a combo together at the very start of the stream, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm also very like, is it just common practice in New Game Plus to just not give tutorials? Because if you're somebody like me that steps away from the game and is like, yeah, I'll do the New Game Plus when I forget, so it can, you know, I can just learn it briefly again and also re-jog the story. Well, that is kind of brutal going into like the hardest mode in the game without any pointers. Got me out here reading the manual, looking for the button prompts. Look at all that damage. $44k damage. I can't remember what there was an achievement for getting a. Do you know what? Let's not even try and quote it. What was the achievement? There was like a stagger related. No, oh. Wow, look at. How can you mess up that much? What don't I? There was like a stagger related trophy. I mean, it's land 100 hits. No. Deal 50,000 damage to an enemy while it's staggered. So, I mean, we were... Oh. I feel like I'm hearing in 3D there. I don't know what I've done, but the audio sounded awful. Oh. Just like removing my headphones a little bit, just felt like I'd pushed them into like my actual eardrum, like I was hearing the sound in my brain. That was awful. They're not really loud. But yeah, I remember like playing it through, trying to get 50k combo originally. It was quite difficult, 'cause normally the stagger would end, like, and you just wouldn't be able to get enough damage in. I guess it's just a skill issue at the start of the game, and it comes with time. Like there's one in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth where you need to get, I think it's like a 250% stagger or something, or 300. And I'm just like, yeah, that seems kind of crazy. Yeah, well, I guess they assume wrong, because I was mentioning at the very start is that same with Miles Morales. I just don't like playing a New Game Plus straight after playing the game. Like, yeah, it's just not a bit of me. Like, I've just finished the game. I don't want to. Like, I can appreciate like when a game's good, but I just don't think I'd ever go straight back into it, because it's like I kind of like let it simmer. don't want to like overplay it. It's almost like, do you know when you get like a song that you really like and you play it like over and over again? I feel like that is like games and New Game Plus, because eventually you're gonna kind of, well, for me anyway, you almost kind of resent it after time. But yeah, no, it's weird that they've just not done the like tutorial thing. I am still. There was like when I first played it, there was a section of the game where it had like a flashback and kind of like set the story like up a little bit more, some backstory and lore, but it was also essentially just a tutorial. Like he was practicing sword fighting, like training, and it was like, oh, press X for this, do this to chain a move. But oh yes, we leveled up, nice. But I don't know when that happens, or if it just gets cut out. It may still happen, but
Come on.
let's just skip that. See, in terms of a video, actually, I think I do have all of the footage saved from the previous trophies, so I could actually make a video on this, because maybe at the time there was probably like any game, there's a lot of content of Final Fantasy 16, but I don't think I've seen too much content or platinum videos on 16. I mean, it's not really the hardest game. I do feel like it slipped under the radar a bit, so maybe that's why there's not a lot of content. Potentially a gap in the market there, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. We've got the big project, we've got Deadpool, we've got a separate video coming out on Wednesday hopefully, so we can be thinking about Final Fantasy 16 potentially in a roadmap for content. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, just plan things out. But yeah, Shadow Drop, or yeah, Shadow Drop almost, surprise video on Wednesday, so make sure everyone's tuning into the stream, and we'll be premiering the video as the stream finishes on Wednesday evening. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense to cut it, because it was quite boring. It was literally just like imagine like a medieval sort of ring, and you was fighting with like wooden swords. But saying that, it did provide some like backstory of your family and who you are, because I mean, it's fine because I know the story, but if some of the people, if they're still here watching it from the start of the stream, the game does start in a really weird spot. It just kind of like plops you into just craziness. But I don't know. I hit New Game Plus. What more can I do? Okay, is this the way we need to go? I hope it is. If there's enemies in the way, it normally means it's the right way, or there's a chest. One or two.
See that river? We follow her upstream and we'll be in Lost Wing in no time.
Okay, follow the river upstream, despite it being blocked. So I am actually really glad to come back to Final Fantasy 16, because it's been a game on my list for just, well, as we saw at the start, 6 months since I think it's 6 months since I last popped the trophy, which is kind of bad, seeing as I rant and rave about how good I found the game. and to leave it that long for not getting the platinum. It's crazy. I don't know, I think it's better me coming back into the game almost blind in a way. Like, I know the main story points, but I don't remember everything. I can't believe how much of a meal I made out of the first boss fight. Alright, let's see how much damage we can do while it's staggered. So we're not going to get near to 50k, not at all. 31k, not bad. Apologies for skipping at the cutscenes. I promise they're not important ones. Oh, these fellas are level 46. They're getting close to my. I wonder if it's dynamic leveling or if they just gradually go up like the normal game would. Not quite sure how Final Fantasy mode works in all honesty. Oh, there's a boss somewhere. I mean, it probably made sense for me to take out his minions first. I'll tell you that, I guess these are mini bosses, but there are so many like big fights that happen already. I'm just thinking of other Final Fantasy games, it's definitely not as boss intense. But then I guess it's just filled with like loads of random encounters. I'll tell you one thing though, this health is not going down. Not healthy. What I need to do before I pop the platinum for this game as well is I'm going to re-download Final Fantasy 15 and pop one of the DLC trophies. Because originally I had 15 in my list and then 16 was the game straight after it. But I obviously was doing other platinums at the time, so just kind of leapfrogged it. And it's no longer next to it. Or won't be next to it now, should I say. So I've played like, how many platinums have I got since October? Probably like 50 or, I don't know. It'd be an interesting one to count. I'm kind of curious how many platinums I've had since. I stopped playing this at the end of October, so let's just say November for argument's sake. I wonder how many platinums I've got from November until now, in 6 months I guess actually. So as well, it's the cinematic clashes, which I find quite fun actually. I know some people don't like, I guess it's just a over-glorified QTE. I know Resident Evil 5 left a bad taste in people's mouths, but I tell you what, I don't mind a QTE. I really don't, I'm not against it. I feel like it was definitely overdone in the PS3 era, but if you just sprinkle in the right amount, it's good. And I feel like one of the solutions for modern gaming actually is to have QTEs or cinematic clashes. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the time when I'm gaming now, I'm never fully invested in the game that I'm playing. I'm kind of playing it but like half switched on. Maybe I'll put a video in the background, maybe every time a cutscene comes on the screen, I'll check the notifications on my phone. I don't know if it's just me that, oh, maybe it's just a modern modern gaming thing, but I do find a lot of the time I lose distraction when playing games. So if you know that there's cinematic cutscenes, cinematic clashes and like QTEs and whatnot, then you've got to stay engaged. You can't just go down and have a quick scroll on TikTok. That's a bit extreme. I don't have the capacity to watch TikTok and also play games, but I can have a quick look at Twitter notifications and whatnot and like my messages. So it almost gives you that kind of like rest. So like I'm really grateful for like streaming, that when I'm playing games I am playing them like a lot more authentically. Like I'm not taking a break to look at my phone as often, because obviously you're sort of trying to be as engaging as I can and talk about different things. I mean, I guess it's just when I said that I'm half switched on regarding the games, I've just replaced the scrolling of phone to talking and reading chat, so maybe it's not as effective for learning the game's story. I don't know. Yeah, I remember playing RE5 at a friend's house, and I remember playing like the first mission. Yeah, it was definitely like the first mission on co-op, and it was generally quite fun, but that was all I played of it. And then I think my first ever Resident Evil game was Resident Evil 6, which was, I just didn't understand at the time. I just kind of thought Leon was a really cool character, purely because we share the same name. But I just thought he was really cool. I was like, oh, I want to play the game with him in it. Like, it looks sick, and I got it, and I played it, and he only had like a chapter on him or something, and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't understand this. I'm not gonna play. But saying that, how are they're always on sale, like RE5 and RE6 on the store, like they're always discounted in bundles. It's like something that I'd really want to pick up, but it's more of a, I don't know, it is a co-op experience, ain't it? Like I wouldn't want to play it by myself, put it that way. I think it's a game that I'd like to play through with somebody and experience it properly. I don't know how much of the trophies as well are co-op related, or like whether you can just do them on single player.
They thought we were Imperials.
What's chat's? I know we've got what is your favorite Final Fantasy game, but what's chat's favorite Resident Evil game? What's some suggestions? It's quite a lot to choose from.
How much for arriving before sunset?
I didn't realize we were this close. Any idea what that is they built the village around?
The Fallen Ruin. I've heard some call it an airship, though its flying days seem to be behind it. It's a shame, that.
Yeah, I feel like with RE6 it was an interesting idea to have loads of different
Which is why I think we should
chat. Do you call it chat or storylines? I think the idea was good, but the execution probably was bad. Because yeah, like there was that. Like, is it when you completed the game you unlocked like a new character, like an additional playthrough you could do, and it was like somebody's son. Was it somebody's son, like one of the evil people's son or something? I don't know. I've watched a lot of lore videos. Like I went for a bit of a phase a few years ago, just watching loads of Resident Evil stuff, but it's all gone out of my brain now. Okay, you can play it solo. Yeah, I think I'm just saying I'd want to play it co-op is maybe because I'm a bit scared of doing it on solo. Don't know, is it? It seems like it would be a hard game to get the platinum for. Or maybe the remasters are a bit easier, but like I can imagine on PS3 it must have been a bit of a ball ache to get platinums for RE5 and 6. Oh, these enemies are leveling up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 was a sick game. That was my, with the exception of RE6, which I, if we pull up my trophy percentage, I think I maybe got one trophy in it and didn't play it. So I'm not really counting Resident Evil 6 as my first one. I played a bit of Resident Evil 7. I think I probably played the demo maybe first. But the, if anything, Resident Evil 7 was probably my Resident Evil 6 was my first Resident Evil, which I played about 5 minutes of. Resident Evil 7 probably logically was the next game that I actually played, but again, I played the first 5 minutes and didn't continue it. RE2 Remake was the first one that I played end to end and it like thoroughly enjoyed and got the platinum. I then think at some point I did try to replay Resident Evil 7 and I think I got maybe a quarter of the way through then just put it back down. It's probably a game I should actually revisit because in terms of platinum it is fairly easy to get. But yeah, no, Resident Evil 2 for me as a complete newbie to the franchise I thought was a brilliant way. Can be quite long though with all of the different playthroughs. That's my only sort of gripe with it, but I guess if you're like a much bigger fan than me, you'd really appreciate the level of details. You get free stories and you get, yeah, it just, I don't know, it's an interesting idea. I just don't think it really worked for RE6, but that's what the general consensus is online. I just feel like sometimes when a game has 6 entries, they just kind of got a bit stupid, a bit out of control. Like Assassin's Creed kind of started getting a bit stupid probably after like the 7th entry. Well, actually no, I don't know. Like they were all historically Assassin's Creed games quite good, I thought, but I felt that when was it the end of Brotherhood or Revelations? Spoiler warning here, you may want to skip forward or mute the stream for about 30 seconds, but at the end of one of the Assassin's Creed with Damon, and there's like the Apple of Eden, like the golden apple thing, and like he kills the girl or whatever. Like I thought that sub storyline was so sick, and then I just never felt that Assassin's Creed, like after that it was just like a bit, not silly, but it just felt pointless. Like the stories were good, but the backstories was just a bit pointless. Like you then had, I think, did Damon die or he got put into some elemental body, but like the geezer with glasses was always floating about with the animus for other characters. Don't know, it just felt like, I just feel like games, if they go on for so long, they just get a bit silly with the stories, and I feel like maybe RE6 felt the fatigue of that. Oh, 7 felt better when you played it on PC. I mean, PC is technically the superior way to play games, isn't it? So it wouldn't surprise me that it was, I guess, better. But that is, I don't know. Like, I can't think I had any issues when I played on console. Bearing in mind it was probably on PS4 as well. And thinking of that game, it probably would definitely run a lot better on a PS5. Like thinking about it, I'm surprised the PS4 managed to play it. So it wouldn't surprise me if I don't know, it just felt a bit rubbish. Yeah, I think it was definitely yeah, I think it was Brotherhood, because then Revelations almost, I mean Brotherhood essentially was kind of DLC. It was like Assassin's Creed 2.5, I felt like, and then Revelations, because then Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and then AC Revelations came out, and it was like the older Ezio, and it was kind of, again, it kind of almost felt like DLC. It was just like this. I'd definitely say Revelations was like, Brotherhood was really good. I enjoyed that. But Revelations definitely felt like it was just a bit, I don't know, kind of maybe a bit of money making and just like a summary. It didn't really feel like anything happened. But yeah, sort of Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood were my favourites, but I don't think I'd ever replay them unless they got a sort of remake from the ground up, like other games have, because I looked at a remaster and I was like, yeah, this looks awful. Not playing it. Don't want to ruin the memory I have, and especially, I, being a kid, I wasn't really into collectibles, but I saw the collectible grind for feathers and was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not doing that. And as an adult, I look at all of the YouTubers that have gone through the pain of doing the collectibles for the Ezio's collection. I'm just like, yeah, round of applause. But I don't think I've got that in me.
The bearers have been taken to Caer Norvent.
What is that thing? If this means what I think it does, Cid has some explaining to do.
How is this like a... Oh, I mean, another boss fight, but the health is going down so much easier than that knight. I say this, it's probably going to one-shot me, but... Maybe I should just not speak on stream, or jinx myself. That would help, wouldn't it? Dodge, nice. Like low-key, I do want to go back and revisit Assassin's Creed 3, like I think it's the Native American one where you play as Connor. So I think that story, the story for that sounded. Now that I'm older, I could actually understand it. Like before, I just played the game because it was Assassin's Creed. It just stab people with blades like it was cool for a teenage kid to do that stuff, as morbid as that sounds. But I never really took much notice of the free story. Like I can't remember it. It almost feels like the missing or like the lost files of Assassin's Creed, because I just can't really remember it too much. Like I know it's very much about, like, I think does your mum die at the very start or something, or like your village gets burnt down, and I think it's like your dad that does it, but your dad is obviously not with your family sort of thing. It's, I don't know, it's a game I'd like to revisit, but it's the same issue of playing Assassin's Creed 2 and stuff. It just looks a bit dead now. Looks a bit dated, and probably plays a bit dated as well.
Look who's here to save the day. Is this how you recruit all of your charges?
Don't recall you complaining, Benedicta.
So, Sidolphus, remind me, why was it that you betrayed your kingdom?
AC free tutorials too long. Yeah, I don't know what. It may have been like Mind Pulp or some YouTuber. Like they tend to like revisit games, but they only normally play like the opening section of it. Somebody like was revisiting Assassin's Creed 3, but literally it was just all the opening tutorial for probably like 2 hours or something. And it was obviously made quite a sort of clear in the video. So yeah, I mean, maybe take a book out of Final Fantasy, you know, skipping out the pointless tutorial shit. Just cut it out. I would like to clean up the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Platinum, but I'm pretty sure there's some online trophies, and I think you can still get them. I think the servers are still up.
No.
But the second thing is, I just don't know if you'd need to like boost the session. Like, I've completely forgotten how the multiplayer works. It's probably the same with Unity as well.
The man has a nose for these things.
I'd like to play Unity again. But co-op trophies kind of stand in my way. Essentially, there's just a lot of stuff I'd like to do. Maybe I'll get there one day. I can see why this game may take 60 hours to replay. There we go. Full cutscenes back to back. You're definitely getting an experience with this game, which I think is a really good thing. Obviously, we're not really a walkthrough channel, so I don't really want to bulk out the stream with cutscenes. None of those cutscenes are important though, right? Just like this one won't be.
Take this. May the mothers guide you.
I think as well, this is the first new game that I'm actually playing on stream, as in like the sense of a game that is like fully HD and looks nice. Hopefully the after streams look good, because GTA is an interesting game. Looks quite dated now, as good as it is. Deadpool, you could definitely tell it looked like shite. Crisis, again, was a fuzzy mess to stream. I think Live Alive looked decent, to be fair, but that's obviously a pixel game. Like, this is the first modern generation, like the first PS5 title actually, or native, that I'm streaming. So hopefully it just looks really good for everybody viewing. Oof, you have to AC4 online, you have to get to level 55. Oh. What I don't know if people love it or hate it on stream, but I'm curious. I without doubt I always just go to my trophy list to see what I've done on different games to avoid playing the game that I'm actually playing. I know, worst streamer ever, but I know people love looking at trophy lists. Got to be getting close. Alright, Unity's there. 65% for Unity, which isn't bad. Oh, there we go. Black Flag. Not earned. 100%. Secret Door, Naval, Fort, Craft an Outfit, Legendary Ship, fully upgraded, easy. Underwater, whatever, unlock that. I'll tell you what. Share a discovery with friends. Bro, how did you see me flicking past it before I did? I'll tell you what, your eyesight is nuts. Like, there we go, I've not got it. 55 multiplayer, but yeah, like a lot of those trophies probably are fairly doable. But look, reach level 55, finish a game session with an ability set. I don't know what that means, probably easy. Complete discovery mode of a wolf pack. No idea what that is. Complete a session at a game lab. Play on every game mode and use every ability and ranged weapon once. And then wake up in a haystack. No idea what that one is. Oh, must get drunk. Yeah, that is definitely very doable. I think probably the better question for me would be, that's really weird as well that Freedom Cry has its trophy list interlinked there, but it also got a separate game, but it had no platinum, which I started to play but didn't finish. Yeah, look, I don't understand why it got released as a thing. Anyway, apologies. Yeah, I think what I need to do is maybe just re-download it and see where I'm at. And I could probably start going for them, potentially. Because I've put it away now, but I repurchased FIFA 15. because I couldn't find my disc for the life of me. I didn't know if it was one of them games that I used to sell as a kid to get money for more games, because I used to do that quite a lot. So I'm assuming I probably sold it. Not too sure though. I just couldn't find it. So I brought another copy, just a disc for like £1.30, and I've got 2 trophies for FIFA 15 that I need to get for the platinum. One of them is that I need to score a shot with like a shot across the ground, which is easy. The other one though is like a multiplayer trophy, and the servers are switched off, and you just needed to equip a free kick or penalty style to your virtual pro, but it doesn't actually say on the achievement whether it's online or offline. I should have just googled it a bit more, because it turns out that it has to be on the online pro clubs, because you can actually make a virtual pro and edit the free kick style, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna pop, like, geez. But no, it didn't for some reason. It only works on the PS3 version if you're trying to do that method, which really sucks that it doesn't work on PS4. But I didn't know if I was conscious that the servers were down for the game. I knew that, and I knew that it would be a long shot to get. I was just curious, because I didn't know if you could actually click onto pro clubs and still edit your person but not play. I didn't know if that would be the case or not, but you're completely locked out of the mode. Like, you can't go into pro clubs just because the servers aren't up, which is a bit shit, because I thought it would be nice to see like your historic stats and stuff and customize your person, because like, why do you need a server to customize, you know, a bit of not single player, but just a character. So yeah, guess it was a waste of £1, but it is what it is.
The road south then, unless.
So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna be flexible on the next half an hour of stream, just because I want to get back to editing a video or 2 videos. I want to make sure I can release 1 video on Wednesday, and also just my big project whenever that's finished. But I'm just going to try and get to the end of this section or round it off. Yeah, it's ridiculous the amount of games EA just shut down. I mean, it must be really expensive to run or host servers. Like, don't get me wrong, it probably is, but you know, they're million or billion dollar companies. Like, surely they can afford, you know, a couple thousand a year maybe to run a server. Don't know how much they are, of course. But that's the thing that really sucks with, I put into quotation marks, live service games, because obviously the EA, the majority of EA games are, yes, there is a single player mode there, if you could class it as that, but on Ultimate Team, that's where they get their money from, microtransactions. So it's like, for a lot of people to pay for it, then it gets shut down eventually, is pretty shit. Yo, Cloudy, what's up? How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Monday so far. Hope you're having a good start to the week. But I tell you what, the real kick to the teeth was when Activision shut down the Call of Duty Warzone 1 servers. I just thought, wow, that, like, I know there was a lot of problems towards the end of Warzone and sort of with people cheating and whatnot, and they just wanted to implement Ricochet so there would be no cheaters, but everybody is actually saying this. If people didn't like Warzone 2, then they would have just went back to Warzone. So from their point, it makes sense to funnel people and force them into Warzone 2, which is the upgraded version, and it's like, I don't know, a better new engine or whatnot. But Warzone 1 wasn't that old, and I just think it was really shit. Like, the amount of money people put into buying skins and cosmetics and everything like that, I just think it's so harsh for a game that's, what, it's probably 2 years old, just for the servers to be shut down and you not lose it, but because I think the multiplayer servers are still up for the retrospective games. But it just must be so frustrating if that happens to you. But then again, that's the risk of live service games, ain't it? They're gonna inevitably shut down one day, unless it's Fortnite, which probably will just go on forever. So in terms of Warzone, it's quite a confusing answer in a way, because I think the very first Warzone was Warzone, and then they moved Warzone to a new engine, so it's now classed as Warzone 2. But within the first Warzone, I think there was like 4 different maps. There was like Verdansk 84, Caldera, and maybe another one. There was like 3 main maps, and then there was like Rebirth Islands, and then Fortune's Keep. So there was a lot of maps that plugged into the first Warzone. And then in Warzone 2, which is the one that we're on now, there's been Al Mazrah, and then is it Urgistan? There's like a new one that came out a few months ago. So they're currently on their second map, which, I don't know, did Apex, I could be wrong in saying this, but did Apex rotate their maps? Like, I think Call of Duty making new maps isn't the issue, but there's been like a lot of maps that plug in. But yeah, it's a hard question to answer, because in theory there's technically only been 2 war zones, but each time a map comes out, the old one gets deleted in a way, and you can't play it again unless they re-release it. So it's like you get a new war zone, because they kind of like upgrade things as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, a good point, Kostoma. Yeah, Blackout was the original Warzone, the first Battle Royale mode. So if, yeah, it wasn't called Warzone, but you could say that Call of Duty has had 3 Battle Royale games, is probably a better way of putting it. But the Blackout servers are still online, maybe? Because I'm assuming Black Ops 4 multiplayer is still active. Yeah, okay. That's the thing with Apex that I really liked, and I thought that Call of Duty probably should have done. And they do actually rotate a couple of the smaller maps for like Rebirth Resurgence, or sorry, just Resurgence, which is like the small map, fast-paced, quick games. They do actually, what was it, like a Keisha Island or something? A Keisha Island. There's that one. There's like the map in the Netherlands. But the problem with that is that if the map rotates to something that they don't like for the next hour, people just aren't going to play it because they favour different maps. But I do think it's a good idea to rotate maps.
Don't bother.
What of the mines?
Like, because Call of Duty have a decent-ish backlog of maps. I wouldn't say Caldera was good, but the 2 maps that have come out on Warzone 2 were decent, I thought, from what I played. And if they rotated Verdansk back into those 3 maps, be laughing. Everybody would be re-downloading COD then. In terms of platinums, what's the Apex Legends platinum saying? Is it an easy platinum to get, or is it just a platinum like the finals, for instance, you just pick up through playing a lot of multiplayer?
We should start with the dungeons. They may be holding the bearers there.
Sound plan. As long as we keep ourselves on this side of the bars.
In here. They're all empty.
Oh, what? There's no platinum for Apex? That sucks.
Sid, this gate.
Need some help.
Remember hearing people say that Cold War was gonna get BR.
What do you think?
Yeah, so unless that's a separate battle royale, I think the one that plugged into that rendition of Warzone was Verdansk 84, because that technically is during the Cold War, right? 84. So they remade the map with a Cold War effect, essentially. Yeah, and then Cold War did have firearms. That was probably the BR thing they were trying to do. I feel like, I don't know when Rebirth came out, or Resurgence, but I feel that Fireteam kind of was like the idea of, let's take the big maps or the big multiplayer maps that kind of were used in Warzone as well, or maps that are too big for multiplayer. Let's see how we can use them online to kind of engage people with like a mini battle royale in a way. And yeah, Fireteam was it, but it just didn't really stick. Can't say I was the biggest fan of Fireteam. So much so I just still dislike it because it's the only trophies I need to get the platinum. And it's an absolute ball ache to try and pair up with people because it's only the US servers that are up. I think am I right in thinking it's only one server as well? So yeah, a bit of a nightmare to get them Fireteam medals or wipes. Right, we must have come from that way, right? Yeah, I do have to say, I actually really enjoyed Cold War. I thought the story was decent. Bit short, but I thought the story was good. And then the zombies mode as well. I really liked what they did with COD Zombies, how they kind of innovated and in the right way. I remember being so hyped for that first teaser trailer of the, what was it, Natcha Undertoten or whatever, the very first COD Zombies map sort of being teased and coming out as a big full map now, and it expands, you can go outside. Like, I was so hyped for Cold War, and it generally was a really good game. I enjoyed it. Okay, this is the wrong way. Fucking hell, I'm such a donut. Yeah, I mean, platinum wise as well, I'm inclined to say it like wasn't the hardest, and it probably was quite fun at the time. I just wasn't lucky enough to get the Fireteam things before that got really difficult. Because I did have fun. Yeah, I need to link up with my American friends and get an invite or boosting session. Oh yeah, that Dead Ops one. I've not got it because I wanted to get on my cleanup. I just wanted to get the other multiplayer ones before Dead Ops because that can be done at any time. But I did kind of flirt with the idea of getting it, and fuck me, it was difficult. I feel like, again though, when I was coming back to playing Dead Ops, I was like not familiar. Like, it was the first time playing the game in ages. So maybe if you're playing COD consistently or that mode, it is a bit easier. Can you do the Dead Ops arcade one though in multiplayer? Because maybe I tried to do it solo. Maybe if you're running with a 4-man squad, maybe a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do is, from what I can recall, I say this with a pinch of salt if I'm gonna be completely wrong, but I don't think this section is awfully long. We just need to get to the top of the castle, then there's kind of like a boss fight and an important cutscene. So if I can just do that, hopefully I'll be wrapped up by 10. And knowing me though, I do love going over, so. Oh yeah, that was the good thing about Cold War, is that you can actually pause solo zombies. I'm pretty sure you could probably do that on some of the other ones. Maybe Black Ops 4 introduced it, but yeah. Being able to pause, just take a break when you wanted, or like look at an Easter egg step on the previous maps was good. Oh nice, you got it at randoms. I was gonna say my experience with randoms never seems to be that good. I was gonna say as well, like I feel like the free DLC that Cold War gave out as well was really good. Like the map afterwards, was it set in like, was it Vietnam or something? Like Firebase Z? I thought that was a really fun map as well, and it was like the gameplay loop of it was really satisfying. In terms of zombies, I think it was Black Ops 3 that gave us Zombie Chronicles. I think that's probably just for the sheer amount of content, I think probably Black Ops 3 is the best COD Zombies we've had in recent years. But I'll tell you what, Cold War definitely for me challenges. So I found it really fun. Is this person gonna die? Surely we've got an over 50k. Oh, there's only a 36k stagger. Jeez. Black Ops 3 was good. Like the campaign was not memorable. I can't remember it. I think the campaign was probably meh. But multiplayer was quite fun. I'm not the biggest fan of jetpack mechanics and movement, but the system that they had on BO3 was actually really fun, and like the class systems they had, kind of like, is it like Overwatch, but like you'd pick a class and have like a special ability you could use. Like I remember using Tempest. It was like you'd get like to shoot an electric gun essentially. It would like stun enemies, but you could stun one enemy, but it would like hit them in a chain. Really fun to use. But yeah, Black Ops 3 multiplayer was solid, seeming as it was quite shit with like Advanced War and Warfare and Infinite Warfare. And then Zombies as well on BO3 was really good. I think it's free on PlayStation Plus, or I'm pretty sure it is, and also Zombie Chronicles. It just gives you every single map from Black Ops 1, I think. So it's really nice to go back and, instead of pulling out the PlayStation 3. And like is it Shadows of Evil? Like the starting map on the first map on Black Ops 3. And that was a super fun map to play, like once you understood like how to play as the tentacle alien thing, sort of like out of body. The Easter egg for that was quite fun. World War II was an interesting experience. It was a cool idea having like the main hub thing, but I just didn't really like the game. The zombies as well was just a bit. I wasn't a fan of the zombies. I literally just need to do all of the zombies trophies to get the platinum, but I'm just not good enough to do the Easter egg solo. Gonna have to find somebody to carry me so I can get that platinum. Yeah, I feel like World War II zombies just spiraled out of control. Like it just went away from everything that zombies was. Like I think of Cold War and it did things differently, but it done it differently correctly. With World War II, it was just like taking away the perks, adding different perks in, adding perk levels so you can level them up. It's like people just like having quick revive, Juggernaut, speed cola, and stamina, and you know a couple of the others. Like you don't need to complicate things. Have people in the chat got platinums for World War Two? Oh, almost 50k damage there. I need to remember like what way I come up, because there's obviously no waypoints as such. I think this is probably the way.
The only way is through the chapel.
Then Great Grieger must have plans for us.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think we've penciled in a few games to play together, but World War Two is on my list, and I think Vanguard as well. Some of the zombie stuff. So yeah, but when we get our backlogs down a little bit, we'll have to link up and smash out those trophies. So in theory, I think, depending on how many are needed, the zombies ones would probably take maybe like an afternoon or evening gaming session. But I don't like, they're difficult, but I don't think they're like, if you've got like 2 people doing it, it shouldn't be that bad. Alright, I think we're getting closer to the roof. I thought it'd be a quick job, but there's probably going to be a lot more to this. Would you call it a dungeon, even though it's a castle? I think there's probably going to be a lot more to this section than I may have thought. So we'll take a live VAR review in 10 minutes time at 10 PM and see, you know, if we're close to finishing this section. Oh yeah, I need to do Cold War as well. I didn't realise you still had some stuff to do for it. That's the thing as well, like I was definitely meant to press a button there, I just don't know which one. Like, I really did like Cold War, and I'm really gutted that I don't have the platinum for it, because it was like, I did have a lot of fun with it. Just ignore me spamming the health button there, screaming, Torgal, I need some health, boy. My wounds, boy. Oh, they're both stunned at the same time, nice. Only 802 stagger damage. Am I okay? Right, I probably just want to focus on the one that's on really low health. That would make sense. It's so close to being dead. Infinite Warfare is the only Call of Duty that I've not played. I like categorically outright refuse to play it. I think it being the most disliked trailer as well, and forcing YouTube to change the like system is a... Ooh. Let's get a potion in me. Yeah, I definitely had future Jetpack COD burnout by the time Infinite Warfare came around. I heard it was okay, never played it, and as well, I wasn't a fan of how they marketed it. They knew that the game wasn't going to do well, so they sort of combined it with Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remake or Remaster. And I just wasn't a fan of them locking the game behind purchasing a pile of shit. Yeah, that's the premium edition. But I knew that they would eventually unlock it so you could buy it separately, and I just waited it out, and I made the right choice. Because I just picked up the game like what, 20-30 quid, just COD 4. Oh, there's a. How is there a glitch trophy? Was it glitched at the time the game came out as well? So yeah, that could be really frustrating if you didn't know. So like, you'd have to obviously potentially VPN over or change your settings to get an Asian server. That sucks. Or is it just now because it's a bit older? Yeah, I figured I wasn't missing much. I feel like maybe the campaign was okay. I feel like I could have missed out on an interesting campaign. But like a lot of people as well, they say that the Infinite Warfare multiplayer was quite fun. But I don't know. We gonna level up? Nice. Oh, random, yeah. Are there like multiplayer stroke co-op trophies like bad for Infinite Warfare? Obviously like the glitched one is annoying, but getting 5 wins on paper is pretty easy. But are there like other annoying things to like on the platinum journey? Tell you what, I've not got many ability points. This is crazy. Okay, at least it's only 1,000 to master them. I didn't know if it'd have like different levels. I think it's only like the main skills that do. Ah, the zombies mode. That had the... Oh, it was a really interesting map. It was like the theme park. Again, I feel like they done some weird experiments. Oh, excuse me. I feel like they've done some weird experiments with the Infinite Warfare zombies, but again, I feel like people kind of liked it a little bit. Like it just worked because the game... I don't know, I feel like the game was so shit that the shining light was the zombies content. Like DLC wise as well, it was meant to be quite good for everything that came out.
The withdrawal has been signaled. We leave.
So I think by the time we're like level 60, whatever used to be the max level of the game is when you should be able to get the like all of the abilities unlocked. So I mean, seeming as we're still at the start of the game when we're level 50, surely by end game we should have popped the trophy for unlocking all of the abilities, because we should pretty much be near max level. I would like to think anyway, because you're only going to get more XP as the game gets harder, right? Like the XP will increase. But then saying that, I guess the levels will become longer. Is this the right door? I need to remember what doors I'm coming through. Ah, here we go, this is the right one. I'm just curious, the game seems like it's a little bit dark. I mean, I know it is a dark castle, so it would make sense, but I've sort of got a light on as well to make me look a little bit less like Edward from Twilight and put some complexion into my skin. So it kind of makes it hard to see the screen sometimes as well. So I mean, I think in terms of the stream, it's probably fine for everybody at home watching. But for me, it's just really dark. What are people's favourite COD Zombies map? Like, if you had to pick like one map, what would you? I mean, I say one map. There's so many good ones. Like, yeah, no, actually, yeah. Make it interesting. What would people's favourite map be? There's so many good choices. Like Kino was like my first sort of really proper experience of. I mean, obviously I played COD 5, but I wasn't good at it. Like, Kino was when I was actually understanding things in COD Zombies. The Eigendrak was really good on Black Ops 3, like really good as maps go. Yeah, there's so many good maps that have come out over the years. Yeah, Kino, yeah, that's the very first one in Black Ops 1. I think just from, like, everybody has definitely played that map because it was on, like, the game. It was the first map in the game, alongside 5, I think. But yeah, I feel like it's probably I'd say obviously one of my favourite. I've got a lot of favourites, but in this case, I'm inclined to agree. It's probably, like, my favourite map. Like, Mob of the Dead was really fun. Buried was really fun as well. One map that is absolutely hated online is it's got like the Sliquifier gun, and it's got all of the elevators. It was in Black Ops 2. It's literally like the most hated map, and it's because it's got elevators that go up and down, and like you can fall off the map and just die instantly. Oh, what was that map called? What was? I'm gonna Google Black Ops 2 most hated map. Was it Die Rise? Yeah, Die Rise. I know it's kind of like a play on words from the other maps. But yeah, Die Rise, I think it was DLC 2 in Black Ops 2, and it's like this, it's just on a skyscraper and there's elevators going up and down, and you have to jump across sort of parkour to other sections of the map. It was just like really tight quarters as well, and if you weren't careful, there was the Easter egg like wonder weapon that was like the Sliquifier, so it'd make the floor like a slip and slide. So like you could, if you slipped on it, you could, in the wrong direction, you could slip off of the map. Everybody like on YouTube hates it, but I actually really found it fun. I don't know why. But I feel like it gets, I don't want to say unnecessary hate, because it is, some of the map design is kind of peak, but yeah, I really like that map. Unpopular opinion. And it's the same with Transit as well. I really like Transit, and I can appreciate that it was limited by the PlayStation 3's hardware. But like, if they remade Transit, I know it would never be the same because technology is so much better. They could actually make a humongous map like they planned. But you know, back when Black Ops 2 came out, Transit was quite fun. Okay, if we go through here, we're gonna take us, are we near the top? Yeah, the bus was so fun on transit, like being able to kick people off of the bus or like lock them out. I've got so many like funny clips from like back in the day of just locking some of my friends out of the bus. They're like, no, what are you doing? You can't lock me out, I'm gonna die. And then they'll like, just rage quit the game because they didn't get on the bus.
A little help. My wounds, boy. Torgal. Sick of Torgal.
Okay, so I'm just gonna peek my head around the corner to see what, like, if we're near the top, because I feel like we're almost near the roof. And then I will engage in the boss fight if we're there. If not, I will be wrapping up the stream potentially shortly. Just depends, really. Because we've been streaming for almost 2.5 hours, so I did start slightly late. So I am kind of in theory making up for that time. This dragon is taking so many hits. It's like I'm barely going down. I was gonna say as well, I don't know whether I want to get into like the big boss fight for this section, because it could probably take some time. Can you share your funny story of Black Ops 2, Cloudy, in the chat? Is it shareable? Are there enough characters in the chat box to let you share the story? I'm hoping as well that I've gone the right way. If I've not, then I'm going to be kind of upset. Probably look to increase my potion holder, because only having 8 doesn't seem to be a lot. Alright, can we... Is there anyone out here? No, okay. So there was no... Oh wait, there was a point coming into this room. There was a door. Nice. Oh wait, no. No. I think this is the way we came, right? So we're going to want to go through this door, maybe? Okay. Promising. Promising. Feel like we're getting close to the roof. Okay, nice. Oh, yeah, we're getting a decent amount of XP as well. Oh, raw. You could have played for an esports team. Jeez. Is that you, yeah? Jeez. You must have been like playing at a really, really like, well, I mean, obviously a good standard to be invited by an esports team. I can kind of understand it though. It could sometimes feel like a troll potentially. Some of the things, like it almost seems like it's too good to be true. But that's congratulations, but also condolences for not actually going forward with it. I guess it is kind of funny.
And less from you. This is the second time you've bested my sisters. Men of your talents are rare indeed.
Shotguns and SMGs. Is there much skill with using a shotgun though? Because that is literally just like really close range, and like they're normally quite OP, aren't they? But SMGs, yeah, do take a lot of... I mean, yeah, I guess shotguns are the same as SMGs. They do take a close quarter skill. I just feel like the the era for shotguns.
Little lamb.
Sort of like, it's such a large radius. If you're close enough, you should probably get a kill.
Bleat of the flock.
It's like on Warzone. If people sit in a corner with a shotgun, it's a guaranteed kill.
No longer. Must I spell it out for you, Branded? No one is listening.
What was your like go-to SMG in BO2?
Come, little lamb.
I'm just trying to think of what guns there were. There was like, was there a gun called like the Weevil, and like the PD-45 or PDW-45, something like that? If that's the right Black Ops game, I like those guns. I'm trying to think of what other SMGs were in BO2. Like you had the, I think one of my go-tos was the AN-94 as an assault rifle. Can't remember what SMG I used though. So this is said boss fight I was talking about, by the way, chat. In my first playthrough, this dungeon does actually take a considerable amount of time, and I would recommend you sort of explore everywhere in it. I'm surprised that I haven't explored it for longer. It's kind of by chance I've picked the right route. But yeah, there's a few different ways you can go. What game mode was you playing to like, go on a 15-20 kill streak? I was gonna say was it nuclear? You could get nuclear medals in like the Black Ops games, right? Was that for 30 kills or 25? So I remember like when I first started this YouTube channel, the video is private now, but I used to do like live comms on. I think it was definitely Black Ops 2 where I like started uploading. And I had this series called like Road to Nuclear, and it was essentially me just trying to get nuclear medals. Can't say I was ever particularly, I mean I was good at the game, but I was never good enough to get a nuclear. Oh, the MSMC, yes, I remember that. It's a good little SMG, that. Yeah, I don't know if I ever did get a nuclear medal. I know that I came close a lot of times, but the game would either run out of time or I'd just fuck up. What is the right button to press there? I need to figure out. It's probably... Oh shit, I died. Oh no. Just trying to think of what the right button to press, because obviously X is the right one for the fights. Okay, quite a varied mode. Yeah, free for all is always like, I feel like if somebody was really good at COD, like free for all was sort of where you would kind of see somebody shine, because that is literally like all hands on deck, like everyone all out against each other. I'd say as well, a lot of people, like if people were good at search and destroy as well, like a lot of like highly skilled players play S&D. It's weird, there's like different types of players. Like you have people that would like pub stomp, like a lot of big YouTubers used to back in the day. But they would always play like domination or ground war, and they would just kind of hold a lane, and then once they got their kill streaks, it would just get the majority of the kills for the video. As cool as it was doing like 200 pluses and stuff. Oh yeah, of course. The abuse in between rounds and search and destroy is unbeaten. Tell you what, this is a bit of a tough boss fight. It's almost, I guess, like one of the. I mean, as good as Party Chat is, I know like Xbox 360 had it before PS3, but you kind of miss that now on modern games. I guess Prox Chat and Warzone is kind of good, but like you don't really get to interact with people between game modes anymore. And like when you do, it's just people having their mic on by accident that happen to be playing music in the background. Like the COD lobbies aren't what they once were, which kind of sucks, but then again, I guess it's good not to be cyberbullying people. Thumbs up if you're not doing that. Oh yeah, it's so easy to get banned, especially on PlayStation. Like I see one of my uni friends used to like do it. He would like bait someone into sending him a message like "your shit" or something like that, and then you can report the message, and then by reporting the message, people could get like a week ban or some shit. Like it was crazy. I mean, I guess it's good because you are technically abusing somebody, which isn't nice. Oh, CSGO in Search and Destroy in CSGO. Surely that takes a lot of skill, no? Like CSGO is quite a, from what I see, is quite a like a serious game. Like you have to be quite into it. How are you getting in trouble for being called a mean word? Yeah, I do have to say, some of the things that people would come out with in messages or like game chat was so interesting. Like they would just combine words that I've never heard before. Like I've heard people in like, hopefully YouTube doesn't ban me for saying this, but it was like this guy. I think I was actually like online friends with him in a way. Like we used to just play together because we were quite good. But like whenever he would abuse people, he'd be like, "Oh, go and like dig up your like," he'd like insert a family member. Like he'd be like, "Go and dig up like X family member, and go and eat them." And I'm just like, brother, like, yeah, like is this guy turned into a serial killer? Like when he's grown up? Like it was the strangest phrase to use, and such a morbid one as well. Oh yeah, there's so much at stake now, especially like when you're an adult with your account. It's like you do realise that losing it is actually quite a big thing. Like for instance, I have my messages turned off so people can't even send me messages. Like, because when I play FIFA, I've had a few friend requests of people trying to add me purely so they could probably send me a message just to like abuse me or like get a rise out of me. So I just have it turned off, because then it just means that you're less likely to be reported for like griefing. Oh, you got banned for a custom emblem. What? I dread to think what kind of emblem may have been displayed for the ban. Oh yeah, I mean I think as kids we've all probably said some silly things that we most definitely regret. Yeah, I guess it's as, if we're not doing it now as much, it's probably better. Yeah, I could have been talking to Jeffrey Dahmer. Hey, Torgal's back to save us. Good boy. It is crazy to think how many people that, like collectively as a chat, that we've played online games with, like, do you think the average person has played like 1 million games or something? Like, think of how many people are in every game you play. Like Fortnite, when I used to play that, is 100 people every round. Call of Duty is 150 people each round. If you're playing multiple rounds, you could be encountering like 1,000 players in a night. Think of how many people that you've maybe not had conversations with, but have been in your lobby, and then think how many of those people could potentially maybe be a serial killer or like have a serious like crime committed. Oh yeah, no, it's so jokes. Being a kid arguing with an adult, right? So funny. Like, imagine, like, this is the thing as well. Imagine coming home from work, like working a long ass shift, and then you just come home, you want to relax, you want to play COD, and you just get an abuse from a 12-year-old. Like, it must be one of the. I hopefully people saw the humour in it, but honestly, it must have been probably one of the most jarring things ever to just have a long day and then just play shit and then just have the piss ripped out of you from a kid. Like, I'd be fuming. Do you know what? I re-downloaded. I think I deleted it though, but I do actually really want to try and play Siege again. Because I kind of played it, but never really got into it properly. Because like I had like a friend that was showing me how to play it, and then like we just couldn't really play it as often, so it just kind of fell out of touch of the game. So yeah, I am looking for a new multiplayer game, but I think the finals is probably going to be taking my attention, because there's obviously a nice platinum trophy. Oh shit, associated to that. Yeah, man, I think we all used to be that kid. Let's not lie. Okay, this boss hopefully doesn't have another phase, because this one was actually kind of tough. Should I say it took a long time? But hopefully this is the last phase, so I guess there's been a little bonus added bit to the stream. Not gone over too much. Hopefully we can defeat her without hitting a crazy spin cycle. Come on. Come on. Let's get her out of here. Come on.
W's in the shot. W's in the shot.
First boss fight done in the hard mode, alright.
You are but a branded. How? How did you do it? How did you even survive? How?
The answer is simple, Benedicta. He was fighting for something he believed in.
Shut up! Why aren't you dead?
We've played your games. Now tell me where he is.
So the whole point of this quest is the girl that we saved at the start of the stream that has like the kind of special elemental powers. There's like rumors of there being a fire version, like because she's the ice version. So that's who we're kind of looking for, and we think that she has the information, but she also has the magic powers. So what we're doing now is we're just extracting those powers. I guess our character doesn't even know that he's special yet. So She can't get away. No.
Enough of this.
Feels like in Spider-Man 2 where he goes to there's web shot, but he's just de-stressed.
She's gone.
So yeah, that boss fight of her power we've literally just taken, so that will now be our ability to use.
Give her back. Give her back. Give her back.
My lady!
Where is she? Where is Garuda? What have you done to me? What have you done?
Look at me, my lady. We need you here. What the hell is going on?
Her power, you took it from her. How'd you do that? Fuck me. I hope the bear has found a way out. Clive.
So that kind of concludes the,
Rather not be here when it does.
not the first act of the game, but definitely like the first section. I feel like within the next stream we're probably gonna lay the foundations of the story a lot more. I mean, I know we're not really here for the story, we're here to just see me, but you know. I wonder who this mysterious hooded character could be.
I created a diversion as commanded, Your Grace. The villagers escaped in the confusion. As should we.
Yes.
Yes, my guy. Okay, I think that's all for the major cutscenes. There's probably going to be about 20 more, but I guess I can start doing my outro here. Actually, it looks like this is a section here we can play. It's weird, the castle was falling down, but we didn't get out when it was dark, but we get out when it's light. Like, was it even falling down?
Here come the cavalry. Come on. If they catch.
Right, nice. Nice wings of change completed.
Benedicta said you'd taken her power.
And that is me done.
You don't still have it.
For some reason, oh, there we go. I can save the progress there. Nice. Let's just make 2 saves. I really like as well with the sort of animations on, like when you save of who's in your party, it's like little pixel characters. That's like super cool. They go up and down. I see the little dog there, Torgal, barking. But cool, that is all for the stream tonight. Thank you everybody that's tuned in. We're just shy of 3 hours. Been going for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So a nice long stream. A really good dent into Final Fantasy. I think it's probably going to be like, some people said 10 to 15 hours. Other people said 60 hours. We aren't watching the cutscenes that much, so it should be a fairly quick game to do. And the 2 trophies, in case it was missed at the start of the stream that we're missing, are these 2 here. So complete the game in Final Fantasy mode, which is the hardest game mode, and then upgrade all of our abilities. So by the time we've completed the game, we should in theory have both of them and the platinum. We'll be streaming again on Wednesday. So we're streaming at 6 p.m. GMT for 1 hour and a half. The stream will be finishing at 7:30 dead on, because I need to leave on Wednesday evening for football. But we will be having, fingers crossed, we will be having a premiere of a brand new video going live at 7:30 straight after that stream. So while I while I can't stream for longer, you can have a nice video to kind of continue what may have been the stream. So there's just a mini project that's going out, which I'm gonna go and film some more footage for now, ever so quickly. But with all of that said, thank you everybody for tuning in. Drop a like if you haven't already, and if you're new around here, subscribe. But I'll see you all on Wednesday for a stream. Bye.